going on, everybody? Here, welcome to Out of the Gate. Track announcer Chris Griffin joining you here in the Parks Racing studio. It's a brand new season, a brand new year. Everybody starts at 0 on the stat sheet here as we get set for a big season in 2022. Happy to be with you here for an entire season as I came through, just about a quarter into your year in 2021 to jump on board the team here at Parks Racing. But welcome to today's show. No guest here today, and we'll see about guests here for the foreseeable future as we just sort through a few things here to kick off the season in 2022. But happy to bring you all this great racing action. We got 10 races on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we'll see what happens, but just crowning some of our champions, and we've got a video later on from our leading rider for the meet in 2021. But Ruben Silvera, what a season he had. Talked to his agent, Richard Eglander, and talked about just kind of the season that he's had and how hard he works and how he's out here every single morning training and working horses and making sure that he can stay atop the standings by just putting in the work. So he had well over 200 victories in 2021. He is your champion jockey, your leading rider for the season in 2021, but everything starts over at 0, right? So we'll see if he is going to be a two-time champion now, as he's the defending champion coming into this year. And trainer standings, Jamie Ness, well atop the standings there as he had a record-setting year again here at Parks. Congratulations to those connections as they continue to win many races here on the circuit, and we'll see that Jamie Ness has got runners in today. He'll have plenty of runners throughout the season, and we'll see if he can defend his title. Lou Linder Jr. rounding out that exacta there, finishing second, and then we talked about those trainer standings. But again, it starts all over. I got to see what we're going to do for the live show, actually. Is it all going to be at 0? We're going to talk about that when we get into our live show. But ready to get into some handicapping here, bring you some winners as we kind of get back to the basics, right? 10 races on the card. A little bit chilly, so we'll see how things progress here throughout the winter months. But haven't seen much snow this afternoon, but it is cold outside, so make sure you stay bundled up. Let's start handicapping, taking a look at some of the races on this card here on Out of the Gate. Happy to have you join us. Race number 1 is a mile and 70 yards. It's going to be a $7,500 winners of 3 lifetime. I'll go back to Same Moon in here. The number 1 rail draw, Ruben Silvera, not a surprising selection here, top jockey. Finished 3rd last time out, 8th prior to that. Michael Pino did have this horse, and now they claim the horse back. Claimed the horse back for $7,500. The horse won at the $7,500 winners of 2. Now they come back in for $7,500 winners of 3. A lot just makes sense here. Keep an eye on the board and look at the price. I wouldn't take too short of a price. 3-1 seems fair. Ginger's Wish is pretty interesting, though. The number 2, I've got that one in the exacta. This horse has early speed. If Ginger's Wish kind of gets brave up front, she could take him a long, long way. She hasn't won over a wet track, but again, it's not a wet track that I could see outside right now. We'll see what the track condition is as we get closer to post time here, about 1 hour away. 12.5, non-2 in race number 2, going to go the 2-turn distance of 1 mile. Taking a look at this race as well. S-Man is going to be the top pick, and I've done a video there for our live show this afternoon, but S-Man put it all together and figured it out in the last start. Just kind of a grinding victory up on the outside. I think you'll see some very similar type trip. Now, he had a far outside post. I do think this is a horse that likes to be in the clear. He wants some of that clear running space, and he's going to tip towards the outside and make that move. We'll see if he can go right back to the winner's circle here after that maiden victory. He was the favorite last time out. I don't think he'll be the favorite this afternoon. He should present enough value there. That's the number 4 in today's second race. Just like that, we're into our first commercial break. Let's talk about the new Parks Racing mobile app, where you can get in on all the wagering action.
Now available, an enhanced Parks Racing mobile app. The improved Parks mobile app will feature biometric login through fingerprint or face ID. View wagering information before building your wager. Customizable viewing options, hands betting and transaction history, helpful tips, and much more. The enhanced Parks mobile app, now available.
That song just makes me want to dance here on the show here on Out of the Gate here as we're on a Monday. Happy New Year once again. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful New Year's time. Don't forget you could tweet me at In the Grandstand, tweet at Parks Racing all season long. I'm on Instagram as well, so you can follow along there. But most of the racing information is going to be on Twitter. And I tweeted out that live racing calendar here today as well. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. But let's get into race number 3 here, 7,500 hours, a 2 lifetime event. We're going to go 6.5 furlongs in this race, and I'll take the number 2, the biggest one. You take a look at this horse in here. I hope this horse is 6-1. I don't think the horse will be, but a 4-year-old filly that finished second, beaten a neck last time out. This horse is going to be towards the inside. This horse was odds on to get the job done on a class drop last time, and this horse almost got there. Michael Sanchez will be aboard this afternoon. He's been aboard the last 2 times. I think that this horse is really well meant in this spot. The horse came from Gulfstream Park, needed that debut effort here at Parks. Second off the layoff. It looked like she was going to get it done, and she just didn't, but I think she's got the controlling speed. If she's anything close to 6-1, we run to the windows at that point here on the number 2 in today's third race. Race number 4 here, 5.5 furlongs, a maiden $10,000 event in this spot, and these are some familiar names that we've seen here on the circuit. So I'm going to start taking a different approach here and go to a new shooter, and that's going to be the number 9 Tri-Board. This horse has got an outside post. Horse is coming from Churchill Downs. We have seen this angle work time and time again, and we'll just see how that continues to happen throughout this season here at Parks. Horses that were claimed off of efforts down in Kentucky, they come here to Parks and they really progress, and you could see another Sweet Wilhelmina type situation where a horse gets claimed for 30, comes up here to Parks, and then just becomes an absolute monster. YY, Paul Y, another one that comes to mind. So you've seen some very big time runners here on the circuit come from that Churchill Downs area, and as far as those claims and getting horses from Kentucky. Conditori is a first-time starter, the number 10 horse in here. Talked about the pronunciation and studied this one, so it's Conditori. That's how I'm going to make sure that I say the number 10 in there. But Tri-Board, I think this horse has been on 21 type speed there early on in races. Jacinto Solis trains. 3-1 on the morning line. I think Tri-Board is the goods there in today's 4th race. We'll see what happens in there. Race number 5, 1 mile the distance, maiden special weight. Burano has got to get the job done here this afternoon. This has to be the race for Burano. A 3-year-old filly now, so those 2-year-olds have now become 3 as we go into a new year. She's a Pennsylvania bred by Uncolino. Second beaten 5 3/4 last time at Penn. That was in a stakes race, so they entered her in a stakes, and she still just finished second. Couldn't get quite to the winner's circle. 2 starts back, though. Let's take a look at this run. She's facing some nice horses in here. She's facing Alice Harper, Al Rashaka. This is a very strong race. She's going to run 3rd in here. She just wasn't quite good enough here to match up with the top 2. Who are nice 2-year-olds in their own right, ran in a couple stakes here, and we'll see how they continue to progress and improve. But I think Burano, with more racing, she's going to continue to get better. She's 5-2 on the morning line. Frankie Pennington will be aboard here, and they go the 2-turn distance of a mile. She should like the 2 turns. She hasn't shown a ton of early speed. She kind of chases rivals, so we'll see what the trip ends up being like. But for John Service and a very capable barn, we'll see if Burano gets to the winner's circle here in start number 4. We talked about our leading rider, our champion jockey here in 2021, Ruben Silvera. He's had a very interesting journey as far as his career and where it started and how far he has come. He works continuously, very hard every morning, and his agent, his entire family really support him, and he's planning on riding pretty much all over the East Coast this season in 2022, so good luck to him. But we got a chance to catch up with him on the backside and put together a quick little video here with the TV team here at Parks Racing. So here's a bit more with leading champion jockey in 2021, Ruben Silvera.
My name is Ruben Silvera. I ride horse. I am from Panama.
Jockey Reuben Silvera concluded a record-setting year at Parks in 2021. Silvera grew up in Panama, but his first stop would be tough for anyone to guess.
Well, I started in Panama 2003. So after that, I fly to Hong Kong. So in 2011, I ride Hong Kong, Macau, Singapore. After that, I fly to Panama back. I stay only 6 months.
After he rode overseas, Silvera came back to the United States and faced stiff competition on the East Coast.
I started in Calder. I ride a couple months, maybe 5 months, 6 months. So after that, I fly to New York. I try in the winter to see what happens because I like the competition. I wanna try big jockey, I try good experience.
To become leading rider, Silvera works hard and has learned lessons from various circuits.
The Hong Kong is the competition is tough. A lot good rider more in the grass, you know. It's different play because they ride the wrong way, you know. For me, it's, you know, it's new. You know, more in the grass, you know, it's more experience, you know. So you need to wait, you need to try follow the another jockey only one line. So you just try everybody up. So it was new for me.
It all started in Panama, where he found his love for riding. And he looks up to some of the legends from Panama.
I learned in Panama, but in Panama is school, but the jockeys learn with the groom, you know. I learned with the groom, you know, they help me a lot with gallop. When I was young, I watched Lafu Pinkai. He's a good rider. For me, he's #1 in Panama. Alexis Solis, he retired already. Cornelio Velasquez, he's a great jockey.
Panamanian riders are a fixture on many circuits in the United States, and Silvera tries to keep in touch when he can.
Right now, I saw every time we sign the greatest, Ricardo Santana, you know, too good rider, and Jose Lescanos too. These guys always busy, you know, but you know, I try every time to communicate.
Reuben Silvera won 217 races in 2021 at Parks, but continues to stay humble through it all.
God is blessing this year, you know, so every time, so I am really happy. My agency, we make good team, so the trainer too, you know, Nes help you a lot, so Scollay help too, and Pino and Lulinder and Roger, you know, it's good guys.
What race would be a dream for leading rider at Parks, Ruben Silvera?
Maybe in British Cup. Every time I try the best trainer and the owner, you know.
Yeah, Reuben Silvera, he does everything he can. He rides the best for all his owners and trainers and the connections, and we'll see how he does in 2022. Continued safe journeys, and thanks again to Ruben Silvera for taking the time. Race number 6 here, 1 mile the distance, $5,000 claiming race in here. Going to take a look at the number 6 beautiful wall. Jamie Ness here on the class drop. Wesley Torres will be aboard. Interesting jockey booking here because you don't get Ruben Silvera, who did ride the horse last time. We'll see how that does play out. Watch the board a little bit there because this is one of those runners that you might want to take a look at. Is the horse kind of tailing off in form there, the number 6, big beautiful wall. Race number 7, 5.5 furlongs, a starter race in here. I'm going to go towards the outside with Royal Blue Boy. This race could be between the top 2 towards the outside. Powerful Ally is also coming off of a good second place finish and ran against a little bit tougher. But Royal Blue Boy, you take a look at this last effort, and we're going to take a look at it here on the screen. Watch how this horse is going to stride out. And again, I sound like a broken record, right? Royal Blue Boy comes from Churchill Downs. They claim off of that effort, bring the horse up here, but look at this horse stride out. I mean, when you're taking a look at a horse and the way that this horse finishes through the lane, Silvera is going to hug the rail. He's back aboard for the ride. This horse is going to end up winning by 6.5 lengths. Horse wins for 5, right into a protected spot into a starter race. And it's visually impressive when you just take a look at this effort and you say, wow, look at the way that this horse is striding out and finishing in this race. To me, you got to believe what your eyes are kind of telling you sometimes. You got to just take a look at that and say, yes, this horse is stepping up in class, but this horse was so impressive in that last start. This class jump should not really affect this horse too much. If this horse is a better price than the 10, then I'd really be all in. But Royal Blue Boy, that's going to be my top choice there in race number 7. Race number 8 changed a little bit. 1.70 here, scratch my top pick. So the number 6 will end up being the top selection here, and that's Pecan Patty. Ruben Silvera again. Is he going to win 5 today? What am I doing? I'm picking him every race. But 6-2-1 in here with the scratch. I really liked What About Tonight, but that horse is not going to run here today. So we'll scratch the 7. I'll have full scratches and changes coming up for you here not too long after the show is complete here on Out of the Gate. But let's talk about one more thing before we get out of here. We got a post time change coming up, and it's going to be coming up pretty soon. January 17th, mark it down, that we'll have that post time change to 12:25. Right now we're starting at 12:10 Eastern time right here for our first post times, but man, keep in mind that on January 17th, We will be changing that post time there to 12:25. If you want to find out about that information and all the information and also check out that live racing calendar, go to parksracing.com. That's out of the gate. Thanks again for joining us. I'll have races 9 and 10 on the live show. Enjoy your week of live racing here at Parks Racing. Happy New Year! Let's get it started here in 2022. Good luck.